This point out of the way quickly, guys. If you want to follow Ryan Jensen on Twitter, the link to his Twitter account will be down in the description below. Now let's talk about this move, because the Buccaneers have signed former Baltimore Ravens center Ryan Jensen to a 4-year deal worth $42 million, making him the highest paid center in the NFL. Incredible. And I want to say first that I really like this move. I believe that Ryan Jensen was up there in terms of the top centers in free agency, but you could make an argument debating between him and Weston Richburg, but I would like to think that Jensen was the purest center, best pure center in this entire free agency class. So, and a lot of people say like, oh, well, he could play guard. He's not playing guard. He's playing center. It was weird because like this whole saga that we had for Ryan Jensen was just so weird. He came and visited Tampa. He stayed overnight. Great. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. And then it was said like he's going to the Indianapolis Colts, and fans freaked out. Fans freaked out saying like, well, why are you letting him leave? Blah, 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 blah. Why are you letting him leave? You know, and then it was later found out that the Colts had sent like a private plane to pick up Ryan Jensen, and everybody was like, he's not signing with us. You know, and they were saying like, well, why did you let him leave? And then it was later found out that like Ryan Jensen was gonna make both visits anyway. That was in his mind that he was going to do that. So that was interesting. He went to the Colts. I don't know what happened with the Colts. I think it was rumored that they were going to move him to guard. And the big thing with Ryan Jensen was which place was going to be the best fit for him. And I think the Bucs offered him the center position, which he likes. I believe he likes playing more than the guard position. So that basically how I think it worked was the Colts said, we're going to play you at guard, and the Bucs said, we're going to play you at center. And in fact, we're going to make you the highest paid center in the league. And then Ryan Jensen was like, okay, let me just sign that contract real quick. So what are we getting with Ryan Jensen? Well, we're getting one of the better centers in the league, in my opinion. Pro Football Focus had him the rated 9th best center last season. They still ranked him as like kind of an average grade, but he was still ranked in the top 10 centers in the league last season. I think that's huge. Now Ryan Jensen, it's interesting because last year was his first full season as a starter, and he did very well in that role. The Bucs have a habit sometimes of doing this where it's like, oh, we'll sign a player who had one good year, you know, without, you know, he had limited playing time, and then he had one great year recently, like very recently, and then we sign him, and then he doesn't do that good. Happened with George Johnson, I think, is the most recent example I can come up with. But this one, I feel it's different because obviously it's kind of like an offensive lineman, and it's a center at that. I feel Ryan Jensen will be very well for this team. He was an anchor for a pretty decent Ravens offensive line, in my opinion. He was a pretty good part of that. So now he's on the Buccaneers. Obviously, we made him the highest paid center in the league. And the big thing about this, and I don't necessarily get this move, or no, I do get this move now. I just thought about it. A lot of people were saying like, oh, what the heck, man. Or a lot of people were saying like, this fills 2 holes. This signing fills 2 holes on our offensive line. And I was like, I don't really understand what you mean. But now I understand what they mean, because it was like, if you think about it, okay, let's explain this point here. Because it's a very true point. It makes this signing all the more understandable and appreciative that it was done. Let's say we left Ali Marpet at center. Your left guard is a hole and your right guard's a hole, okay? And then let's say we moved Ali Marpet back to guard without signing Ryan Jensen, okay? Let's move him back to right guard. You have a hole at left guard and you have a hole at center. Oh, you know, so this signing, it gives... We have a center now, and we also have a right guard because we're moving Ali Marpet back. Now, this offensive line isn't bad right now. A lot of people, there's usually a pretty decent thing where it's like if you have 4 out of 5 quality starting offensive linemen, you're pretty much fine. And I feel the Bucs have that, okay? A lot of people give Donovan Smith crap. Okay? I've given Donovan Smith crap. But I feel he can be, when he's at his max, when he's at his peak, like when he shows the type of left tackle he can be, dude's a beast, okay? And I'll be patient with Donovan Smith. I told you guys I've been trying to change my mindset recently, and I'll give Donovan Smith a chance, okay? You have Donovan Smith, not terrible. You could have a lot worse. You have Ryan Jensen, top 10 center last season. You have Ali Marpet, who was, I believe, like a top 5 guard 2 seasons ago, and he was still a top 10 center this past season, I believe, as well. And then you have DeMar Dodson, who's a top 3 right tackle, I believe. I think he was in the top 2. So that's 4 out of 5 quality starting linemen. Now, the big question here is left guard. What's going to happen with this left guard position? I don't know. I'm curious to see J.R. Sweezy. I'm curious because we haven't seen a fully healthy J.R. Sweezy. He might be the answer at left guard, or maybe we draft Quenton Nelson, like what a lot of people have been suggesting. Personally, I don't think Quenton Nelson's going to drop to us, but if we trade up to number 3, maybe we get Quenton Nelson, and maybe we have one of the better offensive lines in the league. That's where I think that we would have a top 5 offensive line in the league. But as it stands right now, let's just assume that our starting lineup is Donovan Smith, J.R. Sweezy, Ryan Jensen, Ali Marpet, and DeMar Dodson. Can you guys really be mad with that offensive line? I personally like it a lot. I feel it's probably in the upper echelon of offensive lines. You remember whenever Dirk Cutter said, like, oh, we have a top offensive line, top 15 offensive line in the league, and it was like, okay, Dirk, whatever you say, man. Now we kind of have that top 15 offensive line in the league, I feel like, because Dodson's fine. Not Dodson. Donovan Smith's fine. Jensen's pretty good. Ali Marpet's a beast. DeMar Dodson's a beast. And we just have to figure out that left guard spot. And if J.R. Sweezy can play to the potential that we thought he was going to be, like this big mauler in the run game, then we're rolling, man. Then we're rolling. So I'm curious to see J.R. Sweezy and how he does. I'm genuinely am. I hope you guys are too. Maybe you guys want, obviously, if we can get Nelson, we should get Quenton Nelson. But I'm curious to see J.R. Sweezy. But back to Ryan Jensen. Back to Ryan Jensen now is, I think he's going to be an anchor for at least the next 4 seasons. When his contract runs out, he'll be 31. And I'm fine with that, you know? That's kind of where DeMar Dodson is right now. If we can have Jensen for the next 4 years, we don't have to worry about the center position at all. More power to us. If we can keep Donovan Smith, if we can keep Ali Marpet, and then eventually, obviously, in the next 4 years, DeMar Dodson probably isn't going to be here, and we're also going to need a left guard eventually. I feel like we have a pretty decent set of trio for the next few years in Smith. Next 4, I'll count DeMar Dodson. I don't know how long DeMar Dodson is going to play. You know, I think we have a solid 4 for the next 4 years at least in Smith, Jensen, Marpet, and Dodson. And this is just me assuming that we're going to keep Donovan Smith and Ali Marpet. I think we'll be fine. I mean, I really like this move. I feel like it's a very good move for us. Obviously, like, Ali Marpet at center wasn't bad, but he's a natural guard, and I feel like that this just made our offensive line a whole lot better, and I love this signing. But Bucs fans, let me know down in the comment section below. If you liked this move and you're new, go ahead and subscribe. Again, did you like the move? Did you hate the move? Let me know in the comment section below. Did you think we overpaid for Ryan Jensen? I don't think we did, considering how much it really fixed 2 holes in our offensive line. I think that's huge. I think that's worth the $10.4 million a year he's getting, you know, and I don't think he's a bad center. So I think he's a pretty darn good center, top 10 in the league last year. You can't argue with those kind of statistics, man. So I really like this move. But Bucs fans, again, let me know. Did you like this move or did you not? Did you think we overpaid, or do you think it's a perfect move? Me personally, I think it's a wonderful move, and me and Corey Draper from the Play Reaction could not be happier. So again, let me know down in the comment section below, and I do hope you all enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, goodbye for now, guys. See ya.